Hello and welcome to Sheba online classes. Standard 10 I'll be taking today Unit 6 supplementary, that is the hero of Holland. Now this lesson is about how in Holland, the North Sea, from the North Sea, like if it rains or if there's a flood, what happens, all the water flows into the Holland, into the city and the village. A lot of damages happens. So from that time onwards, what happened is they have constructed dikes. What are dikes? Means the big high walls. North Sea is this side, means the high walls. Like the wall is that is a barrier. Like the water should not flow inside the country. So that's what these big dikes are there. So what is that side? It slowly comes. Sea is the other side. In case if it overflows or if there's any floods or something, the water will just flow out. And sometimes if there is just one small hole also, the dikes, what happens, there will be if there is a hole, the weight of the water, the density, that water will be so much volume, it will just flow inside and break the whole dike. So that kind of a situation, that a very delicate situation Holland is in. Okay. So that's what the story is about. Okay. I will tell you about the author. So what name of the author is Mary Mapes Dodge. 1831 to 1905. She was an American children's author and editor, best known for her novel Hans Brinker. She was a recognized leader in juvenile literature for almost a third of 19th century. Dodge conducted St. Nicholas for more than 30 years, and it became one of the most successful magazines for children. She was able to persuade many of the great writers of the world to contribute to her children's books. Mark Twain, Louisa May Alcott, Tennyson. So these were some of the stories what she had written. So that is the description and about Mary Mapes Dodge, the author of the narrator of this lesson. Okay. So this is it. So let's start the story. This is a true story of a little boy with a brave heart and passionate unconditional love for his village. So Holland is a country where much of the land lies below sea level. Only great walls called dikes keep the North Sea from rushing in and flooding the land. For centuries, the people of Holland have worked to keep the walls strong so that their country will be safe and dry. Even the little children know the dikes must be washed every moment, and that a hole no longer than your finger can be a very dangerous thing. Many years ago, there lived in Holland a boy named Peter. Peter's parents were one of the men who attended the gates in the dikes called sluices. He opened and closed the sluices so that ships could pass out of Holland's canals into the Great Sea. One afternoon in the early fall, when Peter was 8 years old, his mother called him from his play. "Come, Peter," she said, "I want you to go across the dike and take these cakes to your friend, the blind man. If you go quickly and do not stop to play, you will be home again before dark." The little boy was glad to go on such an errand, because these children, they just wanted an excuse to go and play. Okay, and started off with a light heart. He stayed with the poor blind man a little while to tell him about his walk along the dike and about the sun and the flowers and the ships far out at sea. Then he remembered his mother's wish that he should return before dark, and bidding his friend goodbye, he set out for home. As he walked beside the canal, he noticed how the rains had swollen the waters and how they beat against the side of the dike, and he thought of his father's gates. "I am glad they are so strong," he said to himself. "If they gave way, what would become of us? These pretty fields would be covered with water. Father always calls them the angry waters. I suppose he thinks they are angry at him for keeping them out so long. As he walked along, he sometimes stopped to pick the pretty blue flowers that grew beside the road, or to listen to the rabbits' soft tread as they rustled through the grass. But often he smiled as he thought of his visit to the poor blind man who had so few pleasures and was always so glad to see him. Suddenly he noticed that the sun was setting and that it was growing darker. Mother will be watching for me, he thought, and he began to run towards home. Just then he heard a noise. It was the sound of trickling water. He stopped and looked down. He searched here and there from where this sound had come. There was a small hole in the dike through which a tiny stream was flowing, trickling down the dike. Any child in Holland is frightened at the thought of a leak in a dike. As I told earlier, a small leak could cause a great destruction. Peter understood the danger at once. If the water ran through a little hole, it would soon make a larger one, and the whole country would be flooded. In a moment, he saw what he must do. Throwing away his flowers, he climbed down the side of the dike and thrust his finger into the tiny hole. The flowing of the water stopped, thankfully. Oh ho, he said to himself, the angry waters must stay back now. I can keep them back with my finger. Holland shall not be drowned while I am here. This was all very well at first, but soon it grew dark and cold. The little fellow shouted and screamed. Come here, he called, but no one heard him. No one came to his help. It grew still colder, and his arm ached and began to grow stiff and numb. He shouted again, Will no one come? Mother, mother! But his mother had looked anxiously. That is the other side. His mother told him to come early, isn't it? But he still not come. It has become dark and she was getting very anxious. Along the dike rode many times since sunset for her little boy. And now she had closed and locked the cottage door, thinking that Peter was spending the night with his blind friend and that she would scold him in the morning for staying away from home without permission. Peter tried to whistle, but his teeth chattered with the cold. He thought of his brother and sister in their warm beds and of his dear father and mother. I must not let them be drowned, he thought. I must stay here until someone comes, if I have to stay all night. The moon and stars looked down on the child crouching on a stone on the side of the dike. His head was bent and his eyes were closed, but he was not asleep, for every now and then he rubbed his hand that was holding back the angry sea. I'll stand it somehow, he thought. So he stayed there all night, keeping the sea out. Now he was feeling so cold. No one had come to his help. He's calling out, but no one had come. No person was crossing that place to help him. And if he had to leave his finger, what would happen? The whole sea would come inside, break the dike, and that's all. And everybody would get drowned. His mother, his father, his brother, his sister, everyone will be drowned. And the whole place will be a havoc. The next, the boy, that is Peter, was sitting in the crouching position, the same place till the whole night. Now his arms were without any sensation. It was so cold, and moreover the climate was so cold, and his arms were feeling so numb. Then luckily, early the next morning, a man going to work through thought he heard a groan as he walked along the top of the dike. Looking over the edge, he saw a child clinging to the side of the great wall. "What's the matter?" he called. "Are you hurt?" "I am keeping the water back," Peter yelled. Tell them to come quickly, come quickly." The alarm was spread. People came running with shovels, and the hole was soon mended. They carried Peter home to his parents. Before long, the whole town knew how he had saved their lives that night. To this day, they have never forgotten the brave little hero of Holland. So this lesson is about how Peter had saved the whole of Holland. And see, such a small child, as you're saying, like every child in Holland knows how to save, that is how to mend the dikes. So this is a small story telling that unconditional love for their country. A child, being a child, such unconditional love he has got for his country and for his parents and for his sibling. Like how he did not want them to, if he had just left that place and walked off, what would have happened? The whole place would have been flooded, and in no time the whole North Sea, the sea would have come inside, and that's the end of the whole village, the whole town, isn't it? So that's how he saved. And still that position, how he was crouching down that dike, no, that statue is still there in Holland. They have honored him by putting up a statue there. If you just Google up and see the little boy of little hero of Holland, you can see his that crouching position, no, the dike. You can see that scene of the dike and how he is putting his finger inside that crouching position, and how that statue is still there in Holland. So anytime people can go and have a look and how Holland was saved by Peter. So his parents were so happy and so proud they felt, and then this is how this Holland was saved. So hope you understood this supplementary lesson. So you should know the characters also for the lesson, for how you must write the story. In case they are asking you, write an essay on this, that you must write. How should you write this? The page number 186, there is given you how to write it. That is, the story format is given to you. That is the title, and then the setting, characters, theme, plot, climax. And each time you should highlight every that is any point you can highlight it. First write the introduction, characters. You must say who are the characters. Characters are Peter, of course, he is a hero, and then his father, his mother, and then blind man, and that the stranger who walked past him in the early morning to save him. So that's what these are the things. Then identify the character speaker. So you must know. So for that, what should you do? You should give a reading. So read this lesson once. Okay, I have read it to you. You know it, because pictorial way of simply explaining it to you, you won't understand. So pictorial way, that is as a video I have given it to you. That is the full story is given as a video. So what should you do is, by looking at it, you can learn much better, isn't it? So that is why our school has arranged this video for you. So now what is your work is, read the lesson. Okay. So after looking at the video, you will definitely understand. You read it. Why I am telling you to read is, you will get, that is, who spoke these words. Identify the character and speaker. So for that you must know. Okay. So read only the dialogue. You will know who told the Peter's dialogue, the strangers, then the mother's dialogue. That's all. Only 3 dialogues are there. Then you must be able to identify who spoke these words. And then of course mind map. If you know the story, that is from the starting to the end. They'll also give you jumbled sentence. That is, the story will be all jumbled. You must write it in the format from where it started to the end. So that is it. Then a mind map, of course, they'll give you one particular part of the story, or sometimes they will give you hints. You have to fill it up. That's it. So it's quite easy to do the supplementary. There are no short answers for this. Just essay, mind map, and identify the character speaker. Okay. So go through this lesson, read it once to understand. Thank you.